Hello everyone, my name is Anne Goswami and I'm Mrs. Singapore Universe 2015 and the founder of the Women's Wellness Group, a group that I founded out of my passion to empower women to be the best version of themselves in their health and wellness journey. Well, I got to know Joanne about a year back and she's definitely one woman who inspired me to look differently at diet and understanding foods with more depth and how it can actually make a difference in your energy level, in your mind, body and spirit. It was really amazing meeting her, and as I got to know her and as I got to know the program more, the entire Zen program, I realized what a revolutionary program it was, especially for us women and especially for me, being from the pageant industry and having gone through the entire journey myself. I find that a lot of us, we don't really understand our foods. We are following lots of fat diets out there just because it's cool, it works for a while, but the question is it really based on your body physiology, and is it really going to help you in the long run or going to hurt you in the long run, because it's not based on science. And like I said, as I started to spend more time with Joanne, I understood the correct way to eat, which really impacted my energy levels. I'm 40 this year. I just turned 40 this year, and I've never been in better shape and better energy levels, and it's really been incredible. And I would like to congratulate you guys for being here with her on this workshop and really taking advantage of all the knowledge she's about to share with you. It's going to be amazing, it's going to be revolutionary, and I really am so happy that women especially have now found this incredible way to manage their health. And it's not only about weight and aesthetics, but it's really about managing your health and being in the best shape, the best version of you that you can ever be. So this year is your year. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your time with Joanne and love you guys. Bye bye.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So I'm so glad to see so many of you here tonight. Well, I hope all of you are ready to take your health to the next level. So you heard a message from Anne. She's one of my students, and how she managed to master her health and take her health to the next level. Okay, so I hope all of you are ready. And if you're really serious about your health, I encourage you to take a paper and a pen to take down notes today. And okay, so we're going to begin our presentation today. Okay, let me just pull up my slide. Okay, so it's time to take our health to the next level. Okay, now, but before I begin, okay, I think all of us love stories. So maybe just all of you have had your dinner and it's time to relax. So let me begin a bit of a story. And this story is all about me and how I had this journey and how I discovered health. So let me just all tell you a story, okay? Now, some of you who have seen just my photographs and who have heard about me may not know what I struggled with and my background. So let me share a bit more about myself. Okay. So this is my childhood picture, and I'm so glad that I didn't throw away these pictures. These were pictures that I really thought that I never want to uncover or unravel to the world. Okay, so I struggled with a very weighty issue since I was teenager, about 15 years old. I wasn't born a big kid, but as a teenager, I struggled with weight, and I was mocked at by my classmates and even my mom. Okay, so I suffered a really psychological, I would say, trauma, to the point that my mom used to taunt me when I was young. I remember whenever I put food in my mouth and she was there talking, and she would ask me, she would say in Cantonese, 你仲食嘢？你好似沈殿霞. So I don't know how many of you know who simplifies, and that's Lydia Sam. It's a comedian, a very popular Hong Kong comedian, artist, right? So being a rebellious teenager, I had my self-esteem, right? So I didn't know how to cope. So I retorted my mom by saying, yeah, 我中意, I like it. But do all of you think that I like being something, or do I like to be reckoned with, Lydia Sam? For sure I don't, right? So that started my journey, okay? And this is me, what I call my fat days. So I had my fat days and I had my slim days, because at the age of 16, I started my journey to being a serial dieter. So to be known as a dieting Wikipedia, that would have been me, or a Wikipedia or encyclopedia. But to be known as to be known as an international nutritionist, I don't think this is something I have ever imagined in my life. Ever imagined, right? So I struggle with weight, and when I say I'm a Wikipedia, I've done the A to Z. I have done the A, the anorexic, A, the Atkins diet, B, the bulimic. I bulimic my way to being a stewardess to prove to my mom, that I could do it. It was matter whether I wanted to or not. But in honest truth, could I do it? For sure I couldn't, right? I did the C, I did all kinds of, I would say unorthodox methods to lose weight. But was I happy? I was miserable, and I was constantly looking for a new way, because I would lose weight and then put it back on, and then lose weight, put it back on. So it was a horrendous journey, and I wrecked my health. And I remember I went through punishing exercises till I bust my knees. I had a slip disc, and I was always searching for all kinds of strange methods. And I went to salons, you name it, I've done it, and one of the breaking point was one day when I opened the newspaper, and this is the picture. And this particular picture you see, guys, is one episode in my life I can never forget. This picture was, I just had given birth. I didn't know how to lose my weight, and I went to sort miracle pills. Okay, I opened the papers one morning and I saw my friend hit the headlines. It was Slim 10, and I saw that she needed a liver transplant, and it really freaked me out, because I had then been on that particular pill for the last 8 months. And I promise all of you, the minute I read the papers, I felt my liver hurting. And I had sleepless nights. I wake up in cold sweat. But thankfully, the liver could recover itself. I mean, I don't know how much damage I did to myself, but I want to share with you that it was a dark journey. So all through my life, I lived, what I call the walk of shame. I would not eat at occasions, telling people that I was full. So I've been through that. Okay. So why do diets fail? Now, being the Wikipedia of all diets, I can say that all diets can fall under 5 major categories. The first category is what I went through as well, which is deprivation. You don't eat, you starve yourself, things like that is deprivation. Now, the second category would be restriction of calories, right? We'll count on calories in, calories out. Now, does that make sense? Okay. The third category would be restriction of carbohydrates. We're all so familiar with the keto, the Atkins, and the Dukin, right? The fourth major category of diets would be punishing exercises. I did that. I did the kickboxing, the Tabata, the circuits. I mean, after all that, and then I ate a rabbit's kind of diet, right? And then the fifth kind of weight loss methods would be what I did, the miracle pills, the salons, etc. So my question to all of you is this: which do you think works the best, or which do you think actually works? And the answer is all of them. All of them work, but there's a problem with it, right? The problem is there's so little sustainability. So I would be able to lose weight 3 or even 10, and I'll put it back on. And I developed a really bad relationship with food. When I didn't eat, I felt miserable to the point I had cravings, and then I would binge, right? So when you cut calories and cut carbohydrates, of course we will lose weight, right? And then our blood sugar drops, okay? And then what happens is that when our blood sugar drops, we crave. So we probably can try and curb these cravings for a period of time. But after that, we are not. And then we binge, we overeat, and we reintroduce these calories. And then what happens? We put on the weight. So it's a vicious cycle of weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain. And the problem is when we lose the 3 kilos, all these 5 methods or categories work. They do. Guys, they do work. So if friends tell you, but keto works, IF works, of course they do, right? But for how long? How long can we go on it? I was on the IF, right? So they do. But number one, do you feel happy? I'm not saying that they can never work, but for 95% of us, we can't do it lifelong. Now that's the problem. The sustainability is the biggest problem. And with each diet that failed, I felt like I have failed, like I have no discipline, and my self-confidence took a toll. But the issue is this: I didn't fail. And if you're here listening, and if you've tried all kinds of strange methods like me, it's not you. I want to tell you, you didn't fail. These diets fail us. Okay? So these diets fail us. So remember that. So I was always in search of a better way. Okay? There must be a better way. There must be a better way. But today I can share with you, it's not just about the better way. I have the way. The way. Okay? So people tend to ask, so great. So if it's not deprivation, it's not restriction. So what is the best diet for me if I want to, 1, lose weight, 2, gain weight, or I have health challenges? Now, what is the best diet for me? Now, we're all humans, okay? We're all humans. So we need to ask ourselves this question now. Before you start on any kind of diet, whether it's to put on weight, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a bodybuilder, whether you're a competitive sport, build muscles, whichever it is, you need to ask yourself what I call the 3 litmus test questions. The first question is it based on science? Now think about it. Take one step back. If it isn't based on science, if it's not based on the human physiology, why should you be doing it? Why? The second question is, would you put a child on it? Would you, if you're a parent, would you ever send your child to school without breakfast? Would you ever do that? We all know that we all know we should be sending our kids to school with breakfast, right? Would you ever tell a child no more breakfast ever because you only eat at 12, like intermittent fasting? Would you ever do that? Right? So if you won't put a child on it, the question is, you need to ask yourself, why would you go on it? Is your body any different? Is your basic physiology any different from a child? I would say predominantly it's the same. The only issue is we have aged and our body parts are not as healthy as them. So if a child, you won't put your niece on it, why would you? Would you ever tell a child you can never eat ice cream, you can never have dessert, and you only have 5 grams of carbs a day? And the last question is it sustainable? Can you do this for the rest of your life? Okay? Now, I've met with so many health professionals in the course of my work. And I've met with people and they swear by the different kinds of diets. They can swear by IF or keto. And I want to share with you an experience that I had. And this health professional said, I could do the IF because it really works for me. Intermittent fasting, the 16-8. And I said, great, but he was showing me his phenomenal results and sharing with me all his personal testimonials, how his health improved. So I said, yes, for a small, short time of biohack, it does. But I asked him one question. Do you have a girlfriend? I said, oh, no, I'm still single, I said, great. You obviously don't have children. Now I said, try having a family life. Try having a family life with a girlfriend, and your girlfriend wants to have maybe supper or you want to have breakfast, and you say, no, I don't eat till 12. So what I'm trying to say is this: is it a kind of, why would anyone like kind of, I call it, why would you want to imprison yourself to confine yourself to only eating that 8 hours, right? There must be a more sensible way, right? So like I said, humans are the only species on earth, I would say, that we tailor this word here, you see, this word called diet, to mean a temporal change of lifestyle to suit a bikini or a wedding dress, or because you have a health report that says, you need to lose weight, or your cholesterol or your markers are up, right? Why should it be? Okay? So therefore, we should be no different. How we eat to lose weight, gain weight, or with health challenges, or how we're going to maintain, should be the exact same. It should be the exact same. I'm going to ask the question. The people who are listening in, how many of us here need vitamin C? All of us, right? How many of us needs magnesium, calcium, omega-3? It's all of us, right? So we essentially need all these nutrients. Yes, given some of us have different allergies, challenges to different food types, but essentially we all need the same thing. So there must be a question that's looming in your head right now. So if it's not based on these 5 categories, it's not about deprivation or restriction or massive punishing exercises, then how can we lose weight? That must be the question in most of your minds. Now the answer is simple. Now my common answer is this. When those parents who are here listening in, right? Now, when you want your child to do well in school, okay, to do whether it's math or science, right? What do they need to do? They need to master the basics. So today I'm going to be going through the B2B, the back to basics of nutrition and how we should be nourishing our body, right? Now, when we don't nourish our body right, when I would say a good 75% of the population, we are overfed, but we're undernourished. And when our body is undernourished, we tend to crave for things because the body feels I don't have enough of these nutrients, right? So when you crave, so we get a wrong signal that we're still hungry, but in essence, the body is craving to be nourished. So let me go back to basics to explain to you what your body essentials are, right? Now, essentially, all of us need 6 essential nutrients, okay? And they can be they are in 3 different layers, okay? There's 3 macros and 3 micros. Now, the 3 macros is what I call the first layer is what I call your foundation food. And that would be your macros, your macronutrients, which is your proteins, your fats. Yes, even if you want to lose weight, you need to have fats, as well as carbohydrates. Yes, I said the C word, carbohydrates. We do need carbs, okay? And I'll explain why a little bit later. So we do need healthy, high quality proteins. So proteins have different levels. I'm not talking about your processed food, your sausages, etc., but whole high quality proteins, for example, your chicken, your egg whites, and your fish, etc. Okay, whole foods, right? And then healthy fats, right? I'm talking about your avocados, your olive oils, your seeds, your nuts, etc. And then carbs. Okay, this is the one thing that most people are so frightened these days when they hear carbohydrates. Oh, no, I don't eat rice, I don't eat all these, right? But not all carbs are made equal. There are carbs and there are carbs. So we should be choosing what Joanne calls smart carbs, which means carbs that are low or low medium in glycemic index, which means a slow release of sugar into your bloodstream. Okay. The second layer of food is what I call, the in-between or the gap filler. So I'll give an example what it is. Now, even if you have like breakfast at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning and have lunch at say 1. Now, most of us kind of feel packaged between 11 and 4. Not excessively hungry, but cravings for like cookies and all that. And people like me, with inherent bad mindset and bad relationship with food and you want to lose weight, I kept thinking that I was just a glutton, and I could have no self-control, and that these were not necessary because we need to eat just 3 square meals. Okay, but make known that this mid-morning and mid-afternoon are what your body needs, is what I call the gap filler food. So don't have to worry, I'll explain why we need that in a little while. And the last layer of nutrition is your essential supplements, which is your micronutrients, which is your vitamins, your minerals, and the most understated essential nutrient your body needs is water. Okay, water. So this kind of like encapsulates your nutrition in a nutshell. Now, so even if you have these nutrition balance all right, the perfect balance, there's one other key thing for your body to optimize health and digestion and weight and even weight loss. Okay, who can guess what this missing link is? Even if you have the best balanced healthy meal, there's one other thing that's really needed for optimal health. Make a guess. That's sleep. Okay, like our handphones, most of us will charge our handphones before we sleep, so that the next morning when we go to work, we have a handphone that's fully charged to be used. Your body is the exact same. Your adrenal gland is like your body's battery, and it needs to be charged to repair so that you're ready for the next day. So sleep is one of the key essentials. So your 6-7 hours sleep is key. When you don't have that, your body starts to have a lot of inflammation, your cortisols are raised, and with inflammation, your body holds fat, holds fluid, and weight loss becomes a huge challenge. So if you have all of your exercise and your nutrition all balanced and you don't seem to be able to lose weight, you need to also check your sleep, because that also helps. That also affects your cortisol levels. Okay. So again, back to the question. So, okay, great. I've now known what the body's essentials are. So the question still looms. How do I lose weight? Now, all of us, I'm going to ask you a question. All of us, can we operate if our bank account is below, in a deficit mode? Can any of us function? I don't think so, right? We can't function. Well, the body is the exact same. The body cannot function when it's in the deficit mode, which means when your body is in a catabolic, which means breaking down mode. Okay, so your bank account needs to be balanced, or at best surplus, right? So your body also performs best when you're properly nourished, your digestion is properly metabolizing and therefore absorbing all the nutrients. That's when your immune system and your health goals can be obtained. So there must be balance. So balance is key. So then how do we create balance? Now, it's very simple. It's all about blood sugar stabilization. Is that simple? Or is it? Okay. So now, if we can balance our blood sugar levels between 80 mg/dl to 120, this small little window, your body is your blood sugar levels is what I call in a state of homeostasis, or we call balance. Okay, it's a big word, but it's okay. It basically means balance. But what was music to my ears when I learned the science is that when your body is in this state, your body starts to be in a fat burn zone all the time. Isn't it a miracle? Right? So if you can maintain your blood sugar levels between this, your body is constantly able to release fat for burning because it's stable. The body is not in a survival mode, in a fight or flight mode, right? The body is feeling safe and it's stable. Its body is able to release fat for burning. That's essentially that. So the next question is, people ask, how do I know my blood is in this particular level? Most diabetics, those with type 2, when they have a patch and they can monitor with an app their blood sugar levels, it's easy for them. But how do regular people know where our blood levels is? It's very simple. Okay. Now let's just say an average person has dinner, say about 8 o'clock. Okay. And you wake up the next day, say 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now, if you don't eat within 1 hour, your blood sugar drops. Now, how do you know that? Now, most of you who are online here, and you can see I'm very energetic, right? I'm moving and moving. So all of us, our body's energy, it's called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, that's our energy source. Okay, so now what gives us energy? What fuels our body with energy? It's glucose. Now, I'm going to liken it to a car. So your car, petrol is the main source of energy that lets the car move. So your body, it's glucose. Okay, so it's very simple. Now, those of you who have heard of keto and are asking the difference between keto, now keto essentially cuts carbohydrates, but I say carbohydrates are essential. Why? If you go to a hospital and a person is not able to eat at the moment, so the hospital put a drip, am I right? The drip. And in Chinese, they say 吊水. But if you ask yourself, is it really water? Is it shui? It's not. Is it bulletproof coffee? It's not. Is it butter? It's not. Is it chicken essence? It's not. So what is it? It's glucose. Because glucose is your body's first source of fuel to make ATP for your body to have energy. Okay, so therefore, it is a basic physiology, basic science that our body needs proteins, fats, and carbs. Okay, so now your body's first energy source is glucose. Okay, so when your body is very low on fuel, like okay, a car, if it's very low on fuel, will the car give you a signal it's low on fuel? Yes, the car will give you a red signal to tell you it's time to top up, right? Well, the body is exactly the same. When you wake up in the morning and you're all rushing out, right? And you're feeling hungry already, but because you want to beat the jam or make it through the ERP, etc., you don't eat. So you tend to crave at this point. You may think, I want to eat my roti kaya or my roti canai or noodles and bihun. So tendency when you're hungry, you would crave for your carbohydrates. Why? Because that's your body's first source of fuel. So your body will signal you for the fastest way because carbohydrates is digested in your mouth and it's very quick. So therefore, within 1 hour, when you don't eat, your blood sugar will drop. You feel hungry, and that's basically your body calling out to be fueled. Okay? Now, the issue is when your body is now dipped below the 80, so your blood sugar has dropped. Now, in a car instance, when the car has zero petrol, the car will not move. The body is very different. Okay? The body will still perform. It will now use a secondary source of fuel. See, in health, it's very simple, guys. There are only two strategies, which means you know and understand the basic of science and you comply with the vitamins, minerals, water, rest, sleep, etc. to obtain optimal health, right? Now, the difference is this. When you don't, you know but you don't, the body now goes to autopilot gear and your body now compensates by using alternative means. The body will still function. Now, the problem is this. Now, you face the consequence when you don't comply and you don't take care of your body. So you problems like obesity or weight loss drastically, diseases, etc. All these are the consequence when you don't take care of your body and the body goes to autopilot gear, right? So when your blood sugar has dropped, the body now doesn't have the source of fuel, it's zerolyzed. Now, the pancreas at this point will secrete a hormone called glucagon, which will start what we call ketosis. Okay, so it will break down your muscles as well as your fat to give you secondary source of energy. Okay, and then when you eat at this point, tendency we eat more carbohydrates, we will spike our insulin. Okay, so when we overeat our carbohydrates and our bread and our rice, etc., right? Now the pancreas will now secrete another hormone called insulin to balance your blood sugar. And so from a dip to a spike, okay? And then what happens when we overeat lunch or breakfast? We have this thing called the brain fog or food coma. Am I right? Food coma. So you get this brain fog because the body is trying to regulate. So now you have a crash in your blood sugars as well. And when that crashes, you again crave for something else. So you will spike your sugar levels again. So you're constantly on the crash, spike, crash, spike. So essentially, your blood sugars are never in a homeostasis. And your endocrine, which is your hormone levels, are not unstable as well. Now, the problem with insulin is this. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. Number one, that's a big problem. Number two, when you eat too much of carbohydrates, you also secrete too much of IGF, insulin growth factors, and that leads to low grade inflammation, which is bad. Okay, so when this happens, nothing is balanced. So we don't want to see this constantly, right? So this doesn't look like anything balanced in our body, and it looks more like what I call the stock exchange market. So when your body is not in balance, you cannot expect your mood to be the best, your moods, your concentration levels, and your health. You cannot expect your health to be optimal when you're not helping your body optimize. Okay? Now, you saw in the earlier slide, it's PFC every 3. Now, why do I say when you wake up in the morning and you don't eat within 1 hour, your blood sugar will dip? Why do I say that mid-morning, mid-afternoon, you need a snack? Because, again, like I said, your blood, glucose is your body's first source of fuel, and glucose is stored predominantly for use in our liver. Okay? Now, the liver at max can store about 100 to 120 grams of glucose at max, about 480 calories. And this fuel will sustain you about 3 to 4 hours at max. And then your body is out of sugar. And that's why when you don't eat, the body will crave. And that's why at about 11 or 4, you kind of feel peckish, because that's when, your blood sugar has crashed, right? And then your body starts to be in a catabolic state, which means breaking down your muscles for secondary source of fuel. Okay? So now, so people may ask, oh, what is the problem with muscle being lost? Now, all of us want to lose body fat because we know it is unhealthy for us, right? So now the question is this: where is fat burned? Do we know which body organ or which body part helps us to metabolize our fat or burns our fat? It's our muscles. It's our muscles. So can you imagine if a person's lifestyle is only eating 3 square meals, or even worse, without busy lifestyle? I know so many of my students eat 2 meals or even 1 meal a day. Can you imagine the amount of muscles that's being burned to convert to fuel for you? And then people say, help me to lose weight, because at 30 years old, I was okay. I could eat 3 bowls or 2 bowls of rice and I'll be okay. At 40, I can't, right? And now at 50, even when I cook for my family, I put on weight. By cooking or smell, I put on weight. And people think it's because of aging process that their metabolic rate has dropped. Well, yes, to a small extent, okay? But it is really because of the lifestyle, how the person eats. And in this particular way, we keep burning our muscles. And when your muscles keep shrinking, of course, your metabolic rate will dip. And I always give this analogy. Imagine if you have a huge incinerator for you to burn garbage. And each year, the garbage is the same, but the incinerator keeps shrinking. Will it take a longer time to burn this trash? For sure. So if we keep shrinking our muscles and we expect to eat the same way and still lose that, I think it's a little bit impossible. So therefore, remember that muscles are our friends. The more muscles we have, then of course the better our metabolism, and better our metabolism, of course, better the immune system as well. Okay, so muscles are our friends. And I don't mean the kind of bodybuilder muscles that we need, but we kind of need more muscles and not the lava tops and the bye-bye arms, because and your core muscles, right? So those are really essential if you want to increase your metabolism. So when I heard this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been dieting all my life or eating 1 meal a day. Is it all lost? Have I wrecked my metabolism and my health for good? But the good news is this: your metabolism can be reprogrammed. That's the beauty of our body. So now that you know, right, that there is a better way and you can reprogram your metabolism, the solution is proteins, fats, and carbs. Your body needs to be nourished with proteins, fats, and carbs every 3 hours. Every 3 hours. And that's the key. That essentially is the key to weight loss, right? Now, So when your blood sugar is stable, now, okay, I'm going to give you another analogy. I'm all about stories. You know, in Singapore, we've only gone through one world war, right? One. Okay, so I'm 49 this year. I'm living the best me. Okay, so my son, 3 years ago, went to do his NS, National Service. So even though Singapore has only gone through one war, decades later, my son has still got to do national service. Why? Because of fear, right? Fear. Okay. So the body is the same. The body has a fight or flight mechanism. So now you know that the body needs to be filled up every 3 to 4 hours. Now, so when you don't fill up, the body is now in a fight or flight. And it has to think, well, it has to operate for itself and think, okay, there's starvation. So if you're one of those that eats at 7 and at 1 and then at 8 o'clock, you're way past the 3 hour gap, right? Your body is always in a catabolic zone, breaking down your muscles to give you secondary source of energy, right? So your body now is always in a survival mode. So every time you eat, the body stores as fat because they don't know when is the next famine per se. So it needs to store for fat because it doesn't know. So it's storing it. Okay. So the body needs, so when you continually now to reprogram your metabolism, you need to reprogram and start to really live a lifestyle of how, how basically how the sick people or how people with diabetes are encouraged to eat small meals, 5 meals a day. And that's exactly how everybody should be eating, right? So if you are able to live a PFC every 3, then the body, after a while, will realize there is no threat, there's no famine. The body has learned, right? And the body will slowly release this fat to be used as fuel to be burned. And therefore, you can start to build muscles and reprogram your body and reprogram your metabolism. So that's how we can do it, okay? But the next question is this. So you know now it is about meal interval, but it's not the end. It's number one, the key to weight loss is number one, meal interval, which is PFC every 3. The next is ratio, nutrient ratio and calorie ratio. So this is the eating science, right? So we need to choose high grade quality proteins, what I call smart carbohydrates and healthy fats to balance this so that your body can optimize, your body is properly nourished, so that you can be absorbed and then the body can function for you. Okay? So thereby the question is, we now know how we eat our 3 meals, right? But we all live a very busy lifestyle. Not many of us have the luxury of being at home. So some people who ask me, but I work and I travel. So how do I eat this? This is not meant for me. Health is meant for everyone. Those who follow me on Instagram and Facebook also know I travel all the time for my work, for my talks, etc., for my business, right? So it is for everybody, but it's about understanding the basic knowledge of how we choose our food. So with our busy lifestyle, it's already a challenge. It's a challenge to eat healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner for it to be stable, right? For our blood sugar to be stable, for our health to be optimized. How then do we eat 5 healthy meals? Well, the solution is here. It's Zen program, okay? There are many products in the market today, but this is something I've fallen in love with. This is my staple as a mid-morning and mid-afternoon, which is the Fuse, the Zen Fuse. Zen Fuse have been infused into my life. I want to share this with you. Why? Now, many people have asked me this question. I don't believe in protein shakes. I don't need a protein powder. I'm not a bodybuilder. I want to tell everybody this. I thought the same. I felt the exact same that if I didn't work out in a gym and I'm not a bodybuilder and I'm not all about, 6-pack, 5-packs or whatever packs, I don't need a protein shake. Zenfuse is different. Now, it was created to balance your blood sugar level. So it's for everybody from 2 to 102, right? Because number one, it helps balance your blood sugar. Okay. Now it contains 2 different kinds of proteins. Whey protein, which is a fast-acting protein. Now, in the market today, there are many kinds of proteins, but the top grade of protein is whey protein. But the problem with whey protein, it is a fast-acting protein and is very easily digestible. Within 1 hour, you're feeling hungry again. It was meant for people to go to the gym and have that stamina to endure and then to build their muscles. Okay, but our amazing fuse is very different. It is a combination of whey protein, just quick-acting protein, as well as True Cell, which is only proprietary to Zen, okay, to Genes. It is a hydrolyzed micellar casein. So till today, as I speak, it is the only protein shake in the market that keeps you feeling full 2 hours longer. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So therefore, it helps you in the gap filler range to keep your blood sugar balanced. That's the beauty of Zen. Okay. Number 2, it has a robust prebiotic blend. Now, we all know in my previous talk, and I talked about the stronger your digestion, the better your metabolism. We all want to metabolize all our food, and therefore the best of our immunity. Okay. Now, probiotics are so essential. Okay. This particular protein powder that we have contains 5 most popular strains of probiotics. Now, why is it needed? Now, a healthy microbiome, your gut health, is so important for us to digest our food and to excrete, and therefore the body can absorb better. Okay, a lot of us, because of our imbalanced meal, we don't have enough probiotics, we have bloating, we have constipation, etc., right? So the flora within our microbiome is not balanced, right? So therefore, ZenFuse gives you that to help your digestion, okay? And so therefore, it creates a synergistic balance of your 3 macros to help you balance your blood sugars. Isn't it perfect? So it has 21 grams of protein, 5 strains of its probiotics, and it has even 5 grams of fiber. Now, why do we need fiber? Now, we have probiotics to help our gut health, but you know what? For our gut health to be healthy, now people think that fiber is important because for constipation. Well, it's not just that. If you want to have a healthy microbiome, a healthy gut, your gut bacteria needs fiber, fiber, fiber. And not many of us have enough of our servings of vegetables and fruits for a healthy gut health. So ZenFuse provides that nutritional gap, not just to fill your meal filler, but your nutritional gaps that we don't eat enough of for optimizing digestion, metabolism, and health. So that is a perfect blend for me. And the most beautiful part is that its carbohydrates is only 6 grams. So it gives you the flexibility to add in fruits and to blend it, in your blender to make smoothies for yourself, for variation, for your children. And for me, I use it to bake amazing bread, cakes, etc. with it. So this is an amazing nutritional gap filler and a meal filler between mid-morning and mid-afternoon. So those who are here for the first time, it is not to replace your meals. We're real people. Real people need to eat their real food of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is only meant as a filler for your mid-morning and mid-afternoon to ease your headache of how do I then eat healthy and balanced to maintain my blood sugar levels. Okay, so this should be twice a day. Preferably, I have it twice a day, mid-morning and mid-afternoon. And if you're one of those people who eat very early dinners, like 6, 7 o'clock, and you sleep really late, it's the perfect supper to add with some fruits. Beautiful. So that's what ZenFuse does. Okay. Now the next thing is Zen Prime. I'm not sure about all of you, but for me, I don't have a rock solid digestion because I really wrecked my health with all kinds of unorthodox ways of weight loss, the Atkins and the keto. So my digestion has always given me a problem. I used to have a problem when I eat carbohydrates. I would bloat and I'll be so gaseous, or I face constipation issues because I don't have the best digestion, I must tell you. But since I have been on Prime, I didn't realize Prime is for detoxification, but it has these two functions. Okay, number one, 99% of our food that we eat goes through one organ. That's your liver, and that's why it's so important to detoxify that particular large organ of yours to help your body to detoxify to regulate a healthy metabolism. So Zen Prime has this milk tinsel. It's a gentle, natural, plant to help you detoxify your liver, to optimize your metabolism. Okay, so number two, people like me, I don't digest that well, like I told you before. So with the diets and everything, my digestive enzyme is not the best. Okay, so Zen Prime has amazing plant-based enzymes to boost my digestion so that I absorb better nutrients, so that it's not just about health. And after you have the weight loss and the muscles, you want to look young, you want to look vibrant, you want to have the energy to live the best you, right? And that's what it does. The miracles of it, right? And so many times I've had people who, when I see what they're eating and I see the exercising, and they are unable to lose weight. And one of the most important component people don't realize is, if your body is combating inflammation within your body, it will hold water, and you're unable to have weight loss results. So therefore, what Zen Prime does is, with the dandelion and juniper berry, it helps to reduce inflammation so that it can take our health to the next level. Isn't that amazing? It's like an amazing concoction that helps to, number one, detoxify our liver, number two, to optimize digestion, and to reduce inflammation, right? So you can take this twice before a shake, or people like me, because I don't have, like I said, a rock solid digestion, I take it before my 2 meals. I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night, and this can be taken 8 weeks. 8 weeks. I rest for 2 weeks and I rest for 8 weeks. So this is an amazing product to take to bring your digestive system to the next level. Okay? Fine. This is what it has. Basically, this is a product sheet that tells you what it basically has and how it helps to balance your milk, balance your blood sugar levels. Okay? So it's very gentle. Now, I have tried, like I said, all kinds of methods before. This detoxifying product does not give you the laxative, you have to sit on the throne for hours. It's very gentle, but it helps to just basically cleanse your liver. Okay? Now, the next thing is those who want to actually burn fat and increase your metabolism. Now, Zen Shape is an excellent product because it helps to stabilize your blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity. Now, a lot of times, many of us, we have issues with insulin insensitivity. And therefore, sometimes those who like to eat, we get a huge sugar spike. It's because, when we eat foods that are high in sugar, the insulin didn't receive its message. So therefore, Zen Shape helps to increase insulin sensitivity to help your body to regulate its blood sugar levels. Okay. At the same time, it also reduces your cravings and it brings up your thermal. So therefore, it helps to increase fat burning. So some people ask me, do I need to take this for the rest of my life? Well, no, right? Once you've achieved your body goals, whether it's your visceral fat percentage or your body fat percentage, once you reach your goal, you don't need it. Okay, so the only product, like I say, has been my staple and has been infused into my lifestyle is the Zenfuse. Okay, because I find it a challenge to find something healthy, something fast when I'm always on a go, and I'm a woman on the go. Okay, so this is a Zen Shape. And the next slide, hang on. Oh, oops. I think I just went a bit ahead. Okay, hang on. Okay, so how did I manage to get so much information when I was always looking for the banana diet, apple cider diet, cayenne pepper diet, and all kinds? Because I found an amazing mentor in this amazing person, amazing hugger called Mark McDonald. And I always joke, he is the healthier version of Ronald McDonald. Okay, so with him helping to coach me first, I managed to transform my life. Okay, I didn't always look this way. So I've helped many people. Okay, before this, I want to just show you, go back with my slide here. So this has been my transformation. Now this red color picture, when I was all soft, is when I was on a keto diet. So I lost weight, as you can see, but I just wasn't lean. I was probably thin, but I wasn't lean. And so with a proper nutrition, nourishing my body right, incorporating active lifestyle, I'm living the best me. And this is I always say, be the proof of the pudding. And this is me at 2014 and me at 2019. And the picture in the gym was on I think the 7th day of Chinese New Year. You can see that I used to diet my way right through to wear a cheongsam for at next 3 to 5 days, and I can't wear. But you know what? We're done. I am done. I am done with the 30 days bikini body, 30 days this, 30 days that. If you can master your health, transform it. I know it's going to be hard. Okay? If you want, nothing change. I love this. Nothing changes if nothing change, right? So I decided that this was the change I needed, right? So if you can live a healthy lifestyle, it may be a bit difficult to make it to a habit first and then become a lifestyle. But when it becomes a lifestyle, what's stopping any one of us here for having a bikini body or a cheongsam body or whatever body 365 days in a year? Why? Just live the best you. And that's what I say, right? So this is an amazing person who, helped me transform my life. And I'm here today really to pay it forward to help every single one of you understand that there is the way. It's simple, it's holistic, but it's doable. Okay, and the results are highly amazing. I'm going to show this to you, right? So, and I guess as most pageant people, they diet their way and then they put them back on. But with this sustainable way, as she's talked to you, in the introduction, there really is a better way. And she's not here today, but how she managed to balance her hormones. She's never had regular menstrual cycle since she was 14. But yet, from 14. But when she was with me, under my mentorship, in about a year and a half, she came to one of my workshops, and I told her about how you can balance your hormones and everything will change. And she jumped up and she said, "Oh my gosh, can I share something?" And I said, "Sure," in a class. And she said, "Oh, I'm 40 this year, and it's the first time since back then in last year from January, every single month she was on point, and has never before in her life." And that's why she's an ardent advocate of healthy eating, right? She's not the only one. I've had so many people globally who just realized the sensible way of eating combined with amazing nutritional products, at the same time watching your macros and your micros. You have a sustainable lifestyle to lose weight, to gain health, or to put on weight. I'll show you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about weight loss. If you want to eat healthy, you want to, be the best you for any stage of your life or any health goal. Everybody has different health goals. Some marathoners, some bodybuilders, some weight loss, whichever, right? It's the same nutritional, basic, modified for each person's health goals. Okay? And then there's this amazing lady called Caroline. This was her. When I met her, she says, "It's impossible. I've never been thin in my life, and it's impossible." But yet, with a sensible approach and understanding the basic science, everything is achievable. Okay. So, I used to joke about this. Those of you who have been to school, when we do Chinese, and then they have all these sentences with all little different words all jumbled up, and you're supposed to put 1, 2, 3 to make a sentence. And it's this. I have many people telling me, "Oh, can you please help me? I need to lose weight to be healthy." And I want to juggle this sentence and words around. It's not that you have to lose weight to be healthy. You need to be healthy to lose weight. Okay, so I want to tell you, you need to be healthy first to be able to lose weight with all the inflammation, nourishing, etc., and everything else. Okay, so I want to end off today's presentation with one last thing by saying, your first wealth is health. Okay, so tonight I'm going to end off this presentation with this last message to you, and I'm going to say thank you so much, everybody, and very good night to all of you. Now, we have come to the next part of this presentation. Okay, so I'm going to be opening up for Q&A, for questions and for Q&A. But before that, okay, some people may think, oh, it's maybe only Joe can do it and only who can do it. And these pictures, I don't know if they're real. I always believe in real people, real stories. Okay, so tonight you see these pictures and these testimonials of people that are my students whom I've coached. I want to bring up this amazing lady. Okay, her name is none other than Caroline. Hi, Caroline. Are you here with us today?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Caroline.
I can't turn my video on for some reason.
Can't turn the video on. Hang on. Hang on. Give me a while. Yes. Hi, Caroline.
Hi.
Okay. Hi. So, would you like to tell us, when you first heard of Zen, tell us, did you really think that it would work for you?
To be honest, I didn't at all. I think in my heart, I knew I didn't have the willpower to stick to anything. I've tried so many things over the years, and I've just accepted that I would not be able to lose weight. And
okay, before that, you look amazing. I haven't seen you for a while. Thank God for Zoom. Oh my God, I miss you, dear. Okay, you look amazing. Okay, so you didn't think. So then why did you go on Zen, and what was your experience? And tell me your journey. So it's okay. So now you lost weight, but it's gone beyond weight loss, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit of your story. We all love stories.
So I think about a year and a half ago, I decided to to try Zen, and I decided to do the 8-week program. I told myself, if I really want any results, and if this program really works, I need to do it exactly as it says. So it's an 8-week program, and they have specific products to take and a specific meal plan to follow. And I told myself I had to follow it exactly as they say. And then only I can say it works or it doesn't work. I can't say it doesn't work if I haven't done it exactly as it says. And I was amazed with the results that I had after the 8 weeks. I lost 8.8 kilos in 8 weeks.
Wow! Okay, wait. Let me stop you here. Have you ever in your life lost 8 kilos?
No, I think the most probably is 5, and then after that I'll put it back on again because I didn't sustain that particular lifestyle or that particular diet or exercise that I was doing because I might have put too much on myself, too much, like you say, you either deprive yourself or you push yourself too hard with the exercise, and it's not sustainable in the long run. And I guess, with results comes a lot of motivation to continue. And I did it with with not much effort, in the sense that the plan was easy to follow. I didn't feel like that was a huge change to my existing lifestyle. Like I could go out and eat, but I just made some adjustments. I think it was more like, okay, I need to change and alter the way I see my life. So, add some exercise here and there, and then the results was amazing with the plan. And I think when I started having a lot of energy, I think the energy levels was great. I thought, hey, I do feel a lot better, and it's not just about the weight loss anymore. I feel a lot happier. I was managing my moods better, and a lot of the side effects were actually more beneficial than the actual weight loss in the end.
I love it. I mean, it's one thing that I always say, but I didn't say it tonight. And I say that, when you're healthy and you optimize health, some people say, I was before like that. I don't really care about the health factor. I don't know. I just want to lose weight, right? But then it becomes right? I don't care if I wreck my health, just don't get me to a hospital, but I'll do anything to lose weight. But the thing is this, right? As a part of healthy living, the side effects, you said it, you're so correct. The side effects was weight loss, melting in fat, and maintaining it. I love it so much when we can maintain it, right?
I mean, that's exactly that. I mean, it's been a year and a bit, maybe coming almost to 2 years, about 18 months, I say now, and I'm still doing everything. There's been ups and downs, I guess, with the fact that uh, managing my work and my kids and, Christmas season, I think it fluctuates. But on the whole, everything has been the same. I'm able to maintain the food plan. I'm able to focus on not eating emotionally. I think that's what I did before. I found that food was something that I used to manage my moods. And I think it's the other way around now, where actually I like to exercise, and exercise keeps me in a good mood.
Yes.
And, being healthy keeps me in a good mood. And it's not about,
Looking and feeling good makes you in a good mood too. It does. It's really about body confidence, right? And there was something that you said that I really like, and you said that you had ups and downs, right? So people who, example, follow me on Instagram and they see the food I post, and they probably think, oh, Joe can do it because everything's all smooth and sailing for her, right? But that's not how life is. Life does show up, right? We have projects, we have kids problems, we have parents, we have sickness, we have so many things that can come up within our lives, right? And that's where diets will fail us. But why Zen is so beautiful? Because it is not a diet that is so regimental, and it is about education, and it's that knowledge that became the power to you. So even if we go off course, right, and whether it's Christmas season and whatever seasons of life happens and shows up, right, we know exactly how to bring our health back on course.
Yes.
Am I right? So it was the education, right?
Yeah, and I think, understanding portions,
Exactly.
I learned that even if I'm going Christmas visiting and I'm eating good food, there's no need to like overindulge, and especially when you're visiting many different homes. Even that happens in Chinese New Year, and you've got all the goodies. And I just take awareness that, hey, I can enjoy these things, but
Exactly.
it's just how much you eat of it, and being aware that, okay, I can actually eat those foods, but maybe I will cut down on the carbs and have more protein, and just try to do a healthier version of the good food when you visit people. Is always what I aim to do, so that I don't like make myself feel like I can't enjoy myself. But at the same time, I'm not like falling off and going back to my old ways, which I'm always concerned about, because I want to keep focused and make this my lifestyle. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So one last question would be, how has the Zen program, number one, the number one, the most benefited your life in which area? That's the first question. And then as a parting shot, what advice would you give somebody who's new listening here today?
Okay. I think for me, it's looking at food not being a restriction. I think food is such a social thing that is in our lives with our friends and our family. And when we're on a diet, it makes things very difficult when you visit people, and or you go out with friends. But you can make the right choices. I do talk to friends and I say, hey, if we go out for a restaurant, can we choose a certain place where you guys can eat what you like and I'll choose what I like, but the menu is a bit more diverse, so that all of us can enjoy ourselves still. I'm not being difficult where I say, I go to meet them and I say, oh, can't eat. I think that's too restrictive, and then it makes things unhappy for me. I want to socialize. So I think for me, it's just the awareness of what I know I can and I should eat for my health, and the conscious effort to always make that a priority no matter what.
Oh, I'm going to ask you. So how has the Zen products helped you?
Oh, the Zen products. Well, I love the shakes. I think I take it everywhere I go. It helps because sometimes I'm too busy and I'm like shuttling my kids, and I say, oh, okay, because I can't eat my lunch now, I'll have a shake now, and then maybe have a later meal at 4 o'clock when I have time to eat. So it gives me flexibility to change my meals based on the schedule I have with my work and my kids. So yes, I love the shakes. I prefer Prime. I use Prime a lot more than Shape only because I have water retention, and Prime really helps me, and I use it. It's really important, and it's changed my life. That being Prime is important for me personally, meaning me maybe hormonally as a woman, and also because I have psoriasis, which is a autoimmune disease. My liver is doesn't work as efficiently as most people, and ever since I've been on Zen, my psoriasis has been under control. So that's a huge improvement for me, and it's something that I battled with since I was a teenager, and I didn't know how to care for it until. So I stopped, no steroid creams, no medications from the doctors. I have not seen a dermatologist in years. But with Zen, it means that I can maintain this for the rest of my life. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm aware.
Wow!
Yes.
Thank you so. I didn't know that. Thank you so much for sharing.
The only thing that flares it up is stress. But
Yes. Yeah. We can't.
My diet is maintained it so that I don't have flare-ups where it makes things hard for me to manage the psoriasis.
Yes.
The diet's so important. Whether you've got you've got eczema, anything, it is so important.
Yeah, the gut health. Again, everything goes back to gut health. The next series, what I'm going to be doing is really about the gut health. Really, it's so important. So I'm so happy because you've shown me your psoriasis and everything. We've been trying so many ways, and I love you. Thank you so much for sharing this. So what would the best advice be for people who are here listening?
The best advice, I think, is that you need to be honest with yourself and make that decision. I think anything to be successful, you need to look for it within you, and you really must want the change in your health, because for me the why was very important. So that's when I made the decision to change, and it was a permanent change. It wasn't something that I made excuses that I can't do it because I'm too busy. I can't cook for one because then I'm alone and it's too much effort to cook for one. I've heard all kinds of excuses about it being too restrictive and too difficult. I have no time. It really is excuses, because you can make time. It's just about where you're going to prioritize it. So it's about making that decision, and when you make that decision, the sky's the limit.
Yes.
For me, I never thought changing my health was even possible. And now I'm thinking about running marathons, and it's not things that I never thought I could ever do, because I thought I'll never have that kind of health to begin with.
Love you. Thank you so much. I love your sharing. Thank you for coming on today, Caroline. I really hope to have you more often to share about how you impact your children next time, how you do your marathons, etc. So continue to inspire us all. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much for introducing Zen to me.
Okay. So you've heard this amazing lady, Caroline, how she has managed to transform her life. I hope in the coming series that we have, we can hear a lot more sharing from other everyday people who may not be cooking or could be traveling, or mothers, etc. Right? So I'm going to be opening up for a short while for any questions from people. Please type your questions in the box, and if there's any questions that you want to ask, please type it in the chat box, and I will try to answer your questions. Any questions? So, guys, my daughter, I'm going to be just talking if any of you have questions, right? So, my daughter, she loves the F1, the Formula One. And I think on Saturday is the pre-race or something like that, So I like to liken it to, again, a car. If today somebody gives you a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or whatever, right? So I will ask, what kind of fuel would you put in that Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever car that you so love, right? I'm sure you would put the best fuel in that Lamborghini. So I'm gonna ask, what is your make and model? What is this car that you're make of? So how are you fueling your body? Because that is so important, because how you fill up your body is how your car will perform. Okay, so I don't see any questions, so it's a bit late, we do need to sleep. So I hope this session and this sharing has been very beneficial to all of you. And if you have any questions, you want to find out more about it, please go back to the person who invited you for this presentation to find out more about your health. And I really hope that you make that decision today and not tomorrow, to take your health to the next level. Good night.